I'm Jim Collison and live from the Gallup studios here in Omaha, Nebraska. This is Gallup's Call to Coach, recorded on March 23rd, 2018. Call to Coach is a resource for those who want to help others discover and use their strengths. We have Gallup experts and independent strengths coaches share tactics, insights, and strategies to help coaches maximize the talent of individuals, teams, and organizations around the world. If you have questions during this webcast, and today it'd be really important if you're joining us live to be in the chat room. Right below the main video window, login button, bottom left-hand corner, choose that, choose the guest account, take the guest name out, put your name in, hit submit, and you can ask your questions live in the chat room. If you're listening to the recorded version or have questions about custom strengths coaching solutions, you can email us with your questions, coaching@gallup.com, or use the contact form right there on the live page. Don't forget to visit the Gallup Strengths Center, just gallupstrengthscenter.com for all your Clifton Strengths coaching resources and training needs. You can also catch the video now, downloadable audio for offline listening. We call that podcasting. Available for you on all the podcast players. If you don't need the links to get to those, they're all available on our resources page at the coaches blog. Just go to coaching.gallup.com. Click on the resources tab. We have that for you. One more thing. Don't forget, if you're in iTunes, rate and review the podcast. It's always helpful to have those reviews that are out there. If you are on YouTube, hit the subscribe and hit the bell if you want to be notified every time we go live. It's a good way for you to get notified in that way. And of course, if you're on Spreaker, like the podcast, all those things help and we appreciate it. Abbie Goranson and Andrew Bridger are my guests today. Abbie's the Clifton Strengths event director at Gallup, and Andrew is a Clifton Strengths communications lead. Andrew and Abbie, great to have you on the program. Welcome.
It's great to be on. Thanks for inviting us to join you today.
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
Yeah, you bet. Good to have both of you here. Abbie, let's start with you. Let's just get a little bit about you, your role here at Gallup, how it fits into the Clifton Strengths Summit, and then we'll try Andrew.
Yes, so I'm here at Gallup, part of the communications team, and I manage Gallup's events, and I'm running the Clifton Strengths Summit. So I get to work with a great team of people that work year-round to put on this great event for attendees come to from all over the world. They come to Omaha here to kind of join in this strengths movement at the summit.
Yeah, and it's getting to be a bigger deal every year. So you inherited that. Last year, Sherry Tier was on here. So if folks remember back, Abbie, you've kind of taken over the event from Sherry, and you've got a lot on your hands. Second year, it's going to be great. So welcome.
It's going to be the best yet.
Yeah, it's always the best. It's always the best the second time. So, Andrew, what about you? Give us a little background on what you do.
Yeah, so I am the Clifton Strengths communication lead here at Gallup. So I think about Clifton Strengths as the entire brand, how we're presenting that to the public with our clients, and then doing all the marketing around it. So if you're attending briefings, courses, events, anything around Clifton Strengths, all of that is kind of running through me from a branding perspective to make sure that our best material and content is out there.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I try to keep you guys a secret because I know during the summit, people are going to try to attack you guys because, that's the way it always goes. But good to have you both here as we kind of talk through the summit. Today's exercise is to kind of really roll through all the important parts of why you should be here. We have a bunch already registered, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But Abbie, you've prepared some material as we kind of walk through. Give us the basics of the summit and what do people need to know?
Yeah, so if you haven't marked your calendar yet, definitely get it out and mark it. That's starting on Monday, July 16th through Wednesday, July 18th. I'm here in Omaha, where we've had it the last 2 years. We also have, I'm going to send everyone to the www.cliftonstrengthssummit.com because a lot of what I'm talking about is there. So that's a great resource that you can go and check any of this information that we're constantly updating. And the first thing is to talk about travel information. So one great thing about our Gallup campus and our convention center is it's so close to the airport. We're actually 2 miles away from the airport here at Gallup and 3 miles at CenturyLink Center. So when you're flying in, it's really easy to fly in, go to our event, and fly out. We've also negotiated negotiated prices at 11 different hotels, and all of those are listed at our website. And if you go to the website, you can scroll over each of the hotel images where they'll tell you the rate and then how far it is from the convention center. So you can find out, which is the best option for you. And then once you determine that option, go ahead and click on it to book your room. And then in terms of transportation, we have also aligned different shuttles from the different hotels to our event campus or Gallup campus and then the CenturyLink Center. So that way you don't have to worry about transportation at all. If you're driving in, we have free parking at Gallup and at CenturyLink Center. So we've kind of covered everything that you need so you can attend this event without a lot of hassle. Go ahead and register if you haven't now. It's a $695 rate through April 4th. On midnight at April 5th, it's going to jump $100 to $795. So definitely, if you haven't registered, make sure you do it ASAP so you save $100. We also have a discount for certified coaches and educators. So if you haven't received that, please email CliftonStrengthsSummit@gallup.com and we'll make sure we get that out to you. So those are kind of just the highlight of what you need to know. So if you get kicked off this show right now, you have the crucial information. But next we can kind of talk through the agenda if you're okay with that, Jim.
Yeah, Abbie, let me just emphasize the fact as people are flying into Omaha, the hotels that we have booked will have shuttles available that will pick you up at the airport, take you back to the hotels, and we'll have shuttles running throughout the conference. They're on the ends. Can you talk about Sunday, maybe a little bit, and then maybe the Thursday, or maybe that's coming up a little bit later? Because sometimes I think we've had folks maybe get caught a little bit where all the transportation was covered during the conference times, but there may not be. So what kind of advice would you give on the ends?
Yes. So if you're coming in and attending some of the, I know Andrew, he's going to go through some of the events occurring before the summit and after the summit. So if you're coming in to participate in those, we don't have transportation booked for those events, but most of the hotels, almost all of the hotels have their own shuttles that you can call and talk to them about where they're going. We also have, Omaha has Uber and Lyft that we recommend, and it's also just a walkable city in general. But we recommend looking at Uber or Lyft or just contacting the hotels or taxis to see what is available through them.
Yeah, I would say, sorry to hop in there on you, Jim. I would say definitely talk to the hotels. Most of them will provide shuttles to and from Gallup pretty easily. It's a mile, I think, is maybe the furthest hotel from us. So definitely reach out to them for that free access.
Omaha is currently hosting the second round of the NCAA tournament, and the city knows how to handle that many people coming in. So you should find that pretty easy. If you want to make Midtown or go to West Omaha, those are a little bit farther out. The hotel shuttles will not take you out. But to be honest, there's plenty to do in the old market area. A lot of favorite restaurants. If you came last year or the year before, you've probably discovered some restaurants that you want to hang out, do meetups. We'll do some meetups on Sunday nights and some of those things. But you probably want to do a little advanced work, just have that kind of mapped out. Abbie, as we think about think about the agenda and what we're going to do as folks are coming, kind of walk us through that process.
Yes. So again, we have the agenda available to view at any time at our Clifton Strengths Summit website. So definitely check that out. We're going to be uploading, and so by the time this webcast airs, the printable version of our agenda will be available, so you can print it off, highlight what you want, and have that to take with you. But we're starting here Monday at Gallup. In the last 2 years, we've had this reception at Gallup, but we're kind of turning it up a notch this year. And we're adding a Maximize Your Summit experience. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to be going over to the CenturyLink Center for our keynotes and breakouts. But I want to turn it over to Andrew just to talk about what is taking place before and after the summit, because we've added a lot of offerings just because not everybody flies into Omaha all the time. And so we wanted to make sure that all of the people that were flying in are getting the maximum experience on their trip here.
Yeah, so we had a lot of feedback last year that people want the summit to be longer. And so as we work through that over the next year or two, and potentially doing that, what we've done in the meantime is to offer more Gallup events and courses before the actual summit and then after the actual summit. So a lot of you know, in talking with Jim about the different courses that we offer. So we will be offering 13 different courses before and after the summit. All at a 15% discount off of the regular price. So this is the best deal you will ever get on any Gallup course. I just want to highlight probably 3 or 4 or 5 of the popular courses that you'll see. One being the Accelerated Strengths Coaching course. Most of you listening to this probably have heard of that already. It's kind of our flagship course around strengths coaching. The other is Leading High Performance Teams. And this is for any people manager, team leader, executive, that want to learn how to lead high-performing teams better. So we focus on a strengths-based, engagement-focused, and performance-oriented approach to that. And so that is a 2-day course that happens before and after the summit. Another one is the Employing Top Talent course. So if you're a hiring manager or in HR, you want to attend this course. This is really new. We piloted it last year at the summit. We've only ran a few as we've still been piloting it over the last year. We finally have all of that content locked down. So it is the best Gallup hiring course that we have to offer. So if you are a hiring manager, I would really strongly consider you looking into that. And then the last one is How Millennials Want to Work and Live. This might not be one you've heard of that we offer. It's a shorter course. It's a half day. But it's exactly what it says, right? How Millennials Want to Work and Live. We cover what they want out of life and what they want out of a workplace. And so that's not just your organization, but it's also your managers, their coworkers, the flexibility and work schedule, all of that. So I think those are 4 really important courses that we're offering that I think people will have a lot of interest in. And again, those are offered before and after the summit to anyone.
Andrew, for those courses, will there be shuttles from the hotel to Gallup for those particular courses? Will people be ready for that?
Great question. So not on all of the days. So a lot of the course dates vary. So the accelerated course is 4.5 days. The Millennials, how I mentioned, is a half day. So we've timed them so that they all end on Monday. I believe, and Abbie can correct me if I'm wrong there, but they all end on Monday. So on that last day, shuttles will be running because we have the reception at Gallup that night. So those first 3 days, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday before, there will not be a Gallup provided shuttle. But again, if you're staying at one of the preferred hotels, they could probably get you over here. Yeah.
In most cases, if they're in the downtown area, a shuttle will work. What else do you have available?
Yep. And then one other one to point out for higher education attendees. So we have a higher education strengths day we're going to, and that is on Monday. We leave early in the morning at 8. We're going to go about 45 minutes south of Omaha down to Lincoln to the University of Nebraska. They have the CliftonStrengths Institute, and it is the only strengths-based lab located on a college or university. It's a really cool place. So you'll go down there for almost a full day. So from about 8 until 5, we'll make sure you're back here for the start of the actual summit, the reception that evening. But you'll go down there, you'll hear from the lead writer of the CliftonStrengths for Students book, the executive director of the Institute, and then just other educational leaders we have in this area. And kind of just provide a lot of tangible outcomes and strategies you can use to take back to your university. So this was kind of a request we had last year that our higher ed attendees wanted a little bit more. And then this is kind of us offering that up. So I think it's a really good add-on if you're looking to round out your trip here. And again, that's on Monday. It is $100 through May 31st. So we've got some time still to sign up at that price. And then after June 1st going forward, it'll be $125.
And what's their way that they get signed up for that? How do they get in there and get that done?
Yeah. So when you go and register for the summit, when you're checking out, you'll see all of these options that I've already talked about as an add to your cart option. So you can add courses, you can add this higher education day along with your summit registration.
And that is through the same. So CliftonStrengthsSummit.com, go to the register tab, say if you've already registered and you want to add on this course or you want to add on any of the other courses, just log in with that information that you got. And there's a way to look up their confirmation. If you don't, get in there, get past the sign-in screen, just go next, hit modify. And then all those breakouts and all these add-ons will appear there and you can select them and then take it to the cart like you did when you registered. Or if you're registering for the first time, you can just add it in as you go. It'll total it up and we'll take it from you when you're done. Anything else, Andrew, you want to highlight? That's going to be, by the way, we did a whole webcast on that. If you Google Called to Coach with Mark Pogue and get the most recent one, he had a guest on there from the Institute and we talked about this. So if you want to get some preview of that, it's going to be that and so much more. I don't think you can miss this Monday morning one. I'll be honest with it. It's going to be really super good. So if you're coming in time, you'll want to be there. Andrew, anything else you want to highlight?
No, I think the only other thing, and Abbie is going to touch on it right now, is kind of just that maximize your summit experience opportunity that we're going to offer that Monday night. So Abbie, I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah. So if you've attended the event before, you'll know we have our opening reception here at Gallup on Monday night. And it's really cool because you can see the Gallup campus. We have people go outside. We have people kind of explore our building here and get to see kind of the headquarters of Gallup. And this year we're adding a session called Maximize Your Summit Experience. Right now we're offering it twice. We're offering it at 5:30 and 6:15. Don't register for both. I don't even think it allows you to register for both. And those are filling up. So we actually even might add a couple more options when those reach capacity. And we're just going to walk you through all of the materials you're getting. So you get your name badge, you're going to get, some other things. And one of those things is our attendee notebook, in which we have so many resources that can be overwhelming. So we're just going to walk you through how to use those. We're going to walk you through the app. How do you download it? What are all the resources in those? I know we've got a lot of feedback that people are looking for things that are in there. They just don't know how to find them. So we're going to show you how to find them, how to use it, how to get the most out of your time here in Omaha. And then we're also currently working, I know, Jim, you were talking about just Omaha in general. We're going to just talk about Omaha, what you want to make sure you see while you're here. We're working with some local businesses to get discounts for just our summit attendees, and just kind of walk through everything you get besides the breakouts and the sessions by attending this summit. So it's really a great event. It's optional. Don't feel like you have to attend. If you know that you're going to read through the whole thing and you know what you're going to get, don't waste the time. But we just really wanted to provide that for people that, wanted to kind of get a little bit more information.
If you're new and you're an achiever, I expect you to be there. I'm just saying that, right? Abbie, at Gallup, we're all about well-being here, and we're all about some events even around well-being. Can you talk about those?
So I'm really, really, really excited about this edition on Tuesday and Wednesday morning. We're adding what we're calling sweat working. So maybe you don't like networking in your suit or things like that. Well, network in your workout gear. Here at 6 a.m. at the Gallup campus again, we are offering a run on Tuesday and yoga on Wednesday. And you don't need to be an expert. If you don't like to run, we will have a group that's walking on Tuesday. And if you don't know yoga at all, this can be your first time trying it out. We will have instructors that will lead the inexperienced group and then the more experienced group. So just a way to get your day started on the right track.
Andrew, I hear there's a prize for a coach that can beat you in a run or something like that. Is that true?
They can sure try, Jim, right? I'm sure you'll be out there.
Andrew's in pretty good shape. So I'm just saying you better come ready. No, anybody, all levels, all fitness levels, walking. We just really want it to be a fun event for folks to kind of come to and do that. Andrew?
Yeah, and I think one thing to add is we have a well-being team here at Gallup. We take it very seriously. And so you'll have some of those experts there as well. Just to kind of talk to them about how they work their job here at Gallup and things like that. It'll be a really cool add-on.
Yeah, no, if you're adding that in your coaching or you're working that in your organization, I think Gallup has probably one of the best well-being programs, I think, in the nation. So you can pick our brain a little bit if you want to do that from that perspective. Abbie, I'm really excited about some of the evening events that are coming up while we're here. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things that are going to be outside the summit?
Yes. So another feedback we got is you can travel to any city and walk through their convention center. They look about the same. I don't know how many you've been to, Jim, but they look very similar. So we really wanted to showcase Omaha more to all of our attendees coming in. So on Tuesday evening, we are moving our event outside of the convention center, and we're taking it to the Omaha Henry Dorley Zoo. And for people that don't know, we were ranked the #1 zoo in the world, and we're consistently ranked within the top 15 annually. So it's just kind of a little hidden gem here in Omaha. And we're going to set up small events throughout the zoo, and we'll give you a passport when you walk in and tell you where to go. So you see kind of the highlights while you're in Omaha. And it's another way you can network with all of the other coaches that'll be in town outside of just the square walls of a meeting room.
Transportation covered for that, Abbie? Is that folks getting down to, it's not too far, but you wouldn't want to walk it.
No.
Going to make sure you want to be on a bus and get down to the zoo in kind of our downtown corridor. So pretty excited. Andrew, you want to add anything to that?
No, I think it'll be, Abbie, you said it perfectly. This is not your average zoo. For those of you who have not been here, this is a zoo on steroids. It is a really cool place to go. A lot of cool things to see. So I think it'll be a lot of fun.
And they are shutting down the zoo for our group. So we get it all to ourselves. So it's kind of a little bit of a VIP experience for all of our attendees.
One of the cool things is that Gallup has a really close partnership with the zoo. You'll see a lot of Gallup. Our name will show up a lot there, and they've been great partners to us. So I'm glad we're getting the opportunity to do that. We'll own the place to ourselves. So that'll be pretty awesome. Abbie, what do you want to cover next?
So the next thing I want to talk about, and I really just want to emphasize, we really listen to the survey. So when we send you the survey after the event and you give us your feedback, we go through those and we make note and we say, we're going to make sure that you're heard. And one of the things that we heard a lot is this event needs to be longer. We love it. We love it. It's too short. So the event this year is ending at 2, and we're adding some post-summit sessions that are complimentary to anyone that doesn't want to quickly fly home but wants to spend the afternoon in Omaha with us. So one of the first sessions we're offering is the Bringing Tools to Life. Now, if you recall, Jim, we've offered this the last couple of years, and every year it sells out. So we looked at offering it again this year, and we were like, well, let's just offer it after the summit so we can get more coaches in there, and they don't have to miss out on another breakout if they want to attend this one. So that one's being led by Micah, and it's just going to go through all of the tools and how to use them. And Jim, I think you were involved with a little bit that last year, listened in. It's a great session. We also have Building of Builders, helping tomorrow's workforce build the life they want. And this is kind of going through how you can use CliftonStrengths and BP10 together to help people build the best career in life. So that's a great session. That'll be also happening at 2:30. And then for our K through 12 group, we have Developing a Strengths-Based School, led by Tim Hodges and Jorlene Mosley. So K-12 education, it's a specific session just for our education attendees. And then for our faith attendees, we have a wonderfully made Integrating Strengths and Spirituality by Al Winsman and his group that he's bringing in to talk. So we have a kind of a wide variety of sessions that you can choose to add on at no fee.
Abbie, I get the majority of questions that I get are around the breakouts, and I get a lot of FOMO because there's a lot of great sessions that people are always like, how do I choose? I've already kind of seen this in the Facebook groups because we have so many good ones. Let's talk a little bit about that breakout session time and maybe even give a little bit of advice. Like, yeah, you can't attend them all, but maybe some advice to folks on how they approach our breakouts.
Yes. So like I said, we'll be posting a printout so you can just print out all the sessions, read through them. We made our descriptions of our breakouts longer this year. So hopefully we can give our attendees a better idea of what we're going to cover. And we tell all of our breakout speakers, make sure that each of our attendees, when they walk out, they have an actionable item that they can implement immediately. So really any breakout that you choose, I guarantee will be a winner. This year, we will have 9 breakout choices during the 6 breakout session options. They're all 1 hour in length, which will fly by. We have 4 on Tuesday and 2 on Wednesday, just like last year. But this year, we try to give a little bit of a better way that you can decide which one you should select. So we've added levels. So we have a foundational level, an intermediate level, and an advanced. Now, don't let these scare you at all. Foundational level may be a session that an advanced person or somebody considers them advanced might want to attend anyway. This is just to help you kind of nix some that you think, okay, if it's between a foundational and intermediate, maybe I'm more in the foundational, I should attend this one. But foundational are for attendees who are new to coaching or who have just been recently introduced to CliftonStrengths. Intermediate is for attendees that are familiar but don't feel like they're truly advanced, because we consider our advanced sessions to be those attendees that really consider that they're an expert and they can offer expanded learning at that point. So hopefully that will help our attendees kind of decide which sessions they're right fit.
Andrew, what kind of advice would you give right now sessions are available, right? Should they be waiting to sign up for these sessions?
Yeah, we had, for those of you who came last year, you saw the chaos that ensued when people realized how full some of these breakout sessions were that they wanted to get in and they couldn't. So we would love for everyone to be able to get in whatever they want. That's just not feasible. We have to plan ahead and know who's going where. So get out there, register for the breakout sessions before the one you want fills up. When Abbie and I were working through kind of the details on a lot of these breakout sessions, it was really hard to decide what ones are going to fill up the fastest because they all look so good on paper. I think people will really like the variety of options we have. But make sure you go out there now and pick your top priority so that way you can get in it before it fills up.
Again, I'll remind individuals back to CliftonStrengthsSummit.com, click the register button, go in, it says already registered, choose that, put your confirmation number in, get past the registration piece, and all the breakouts are there that you can sign up for, right?
Yep.
That's the right way to do it. Andrew, any word on an app that was super popular last year? Are we bringing it back? When's it going to be available?
Yeah, Abbie will get to talk to that one.
Yes. So our app will be available around the May point. Again, like it was last year. I know last year you could register for your sessions on the app. Right now, it's going to be just in our registration link. So make sure you're going in on CVent and registering for your breakout, and you don't wait until the app releases. And this year, we're adding a new kind of feature where you can interact with the presentation on the app. So we'll still have all the resources like we did in previous years, where you can see the presentation and things. And that way, we're being a little bit more green. But this year you can interact with that. So you can view the presentation on your phone. You're able to take notes directly on your phone or laptop where you're viewing. You can even ask questions that are emailed to the speaker later if they don't get a chance to enter or answer it during that session. And then at the end, when the session concludes, the presentation and those notes and anything you did within that session is emailed to you. So it's really easy. You don't have to worry about trying to retrieve it out of the app and download on your phone and then somehow get it to your computer. It's all right there, and a lot easier to use.
Abbie, are there deadlines associated with signing up for these breakouts?
Yes. So the deadline is Friday, July 6th. But I highly recommend going in before then, because these sessions do fill up. And we put capacities in there because we want to make sure if you're taking the time to read the sessions and select a breakout, that we hold a spot for you. So after July 6th, you may decide you want to switch. We will have lines outside of all the rooms. So that way we can let everyone in that went in and registered and took the time to confirm their spot. But then if anybody decides to switch, you may be able to take their seat. So we'll have lines outside the door to allow people that decided they wanted to switch after that deadline. But I highly recommend going in and registering before that July 6th date.
Yeah. And I think in most cases, everyone got into where they wanted to be, but not a good excuse to not register. Right?
Yeah. Agreed. And especially with the more, we're expecting more people, significantly more people this year, just from seeing the trends and who's registered so far. So we might not have that luxury next year, Jen, that you mentioned. Do we want to talk about numbers at all, or as far as who's registered now and what we're shooting for, and could this sell out? Are all those things possible?
Yes. So we are over our halfway point of selling out. So we do have a sellout number that we are going to have to shut down registration, just because our convention center can only hold so many people. We wish they could hold more, but they just can't. So we're already over 50% there. So definitely, if you're thinking about it and it's a longer process, get that started, because more than likely we will have to shut down registration this year.
Abbie, anything else in that section as we think about the offerings that we have before and after registration for the breakouts? Anything else in there that you wanted to throw in before we go to special offerings?
So I think we covered it.
Okay, good.
Nope, I think that's good.
Andrew, I've got a cue here. I think this is for you. Talk about some special offerings that are going on during the summit as well.
Yeah, so for a lot of the repeat people who are coming back, some of this will be familiar. But for those of you who haven't been there, we have 3 different areas at the summit that's going on. One is the summit store. So all the Gallup tools and resources that you see that Jim refers to, that Micah refers to, that you see out on our websites, those are there for sale. Normally we discount them a decent amount for being at the summit. One of the cool things that we actually had last year, and we'll have again this year, is kind of some custom gear and resources that you can put your top 5 on. People loved that last year. I'm sure it'll be a good hit this year. So that's one of the areas. The other area is a courses area. And I talked about it earlier about the courses we are offering before and after the summit. Maybe you're not quite ready to take a course. You don't know what one is best for you. We'll have an area where you can come learn more about all the different courses, talk to a Gallup expert, and kind of help you figure out where you should go and what your next step might be with CliftonStrengths. And then the third one is a technology room, and we're still kind of working on a better name for this. But we will be demoing and showing Gallup's newest technology around strengths, engagement, performance. So we're still working out the details on that room, but it will definitely be a cool place to stop to just see what Gallup's working on and what the future looks like for CliftonStrengths and technology.
Yeah, I was really surprised at the amount of swag we sold last year, and the t-shirts were great. I really missed an opportunity. I should have worn my teal Clifton Strengths t-shirt
Yes, you
from
should have. That would have been great promo there, Jim.
Oh, darn it. I missed my opportunity. But there'll be swag like this that you can
Yep.
purchase there as well.
Yep.
And it will be Summit branded. And so it'll be a great thing. You might want to save some room in your suitcase, especially if you're international, because you're going to want to jam it full of stuff and take it back with you. There will be opportunity to purchase things that sometimes we find it hard to ship to countries like India or China because the shipping is just prohibitive, maybe the UK or even Europe. So use this as an opportunity, fill up your suitcases, take it back. Customs is all cool with it. So you can do that as well.
We are we will have a shipping center there. So if you're looking to ship, we're having a kiosk right on site that you'll just give them your payment information and they'll get it all taken care of. So when you get home, it's sitting on your doorstep.
Oh, right on. Abbie, the most important thing to me is food. So I know this gets a lot of traction. What meals and what should people expect as we think about food that's provided?
Yeah, so we try to kind of, like I said, we want to try to cover your whole experience here. So on Monday evening, we're having heavy appetizers here at Gallup. It's not like a sit-down dinner or anything, but it will fill you up. On Tuesday, we provide breakfast and lunch, and then we are having appetizers at the zoo. So if you are looking to, again, have dinner, it's not a sit-down dinner, but it's plenty of food that will keep you going until maybe you need to go out to the bars later in Omaha.
That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. No, the best parties are the after parties. I'm just going to.
That's what I hear. Right, I've never made it to one yet, but maybe this year.
This year, Abbie.
And then on Wednesday, we'll be having breakfast and lunch covered for all of our attendees as well.
Yeah, and that you might want to plan a good. You're going to meet a whole bunch of people while you're here, and you might want to plan Wednesday as a good meetup night. You're here. A lot of folks won't leave till Thursday. By the way, I'd recommend you don't fly out till Thursday if you can stay an extra night. Wednesday night is a great night. We've kind of wrapped some things up. The local hotels will open up. You can get to any place in Omaha on a Wednesday night. That might be a good time, to get meetups, get meetups done. Dress. Go ahead, Andrew. You were going to say something?
I was going to say, Jim, do you want to talk about, you're the one normally asking the questions here, but do you want to talk about, you usually do a lot of meetups on either Saturday or Sunday night. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we are. So this year I have to limit it to Sunday night because I have a wedding of my son is getting married on Saturday. Couldn't have picked a better day. I told them not to do this and they still did. But so Sunday we'll be having various meetups going on throughout the downtown area for various purposes, different areas, different organizations. I'll be kind of coordinating those meetups kind of going on around. I'll be attending as many of them as I can. If you want to start your own meetup, just contact me and we'll put some things together. If you want to join others, as we get closer to the time, I'll be announcing those via Call to Coach and through our social groups. So if you're not on our facebook.com/groups/call to coach, that's our big Facebook page, you might want to go out and join it because we're going to do a lot of communications through that Facebook group, and that's where we'll go meetups through. Abbie, how should folks dress for this? That's a question.
Yes, so it's business casual. This is a business event, and you're going to network with colleagues and peers that you're going to want to connect with, through your business afterwards. So definitely dress business casual. But then for the zoo, it is casual. It will be outdoors. It's July, Nebraska, very warm. Bring some nice shorts, t-shirt. Dress cool.
Yeah, and lots of water.
Yes.
Here in the summer, drink a lot. You're going to be standing, you're going to be talking, you're going to be walking. Water bottles and lots of hydration is important.
And make sure you dress in your workout gear for the sweat working.
I like sweat working. I really do. I really do like that. Okay, Abbie, I've heard all this and I'm still on the fence. I'm like, oh, I don't know. All right, what's going to push me over?
So I actually pulled this testimonial that we got, and I just wanted to read it just so you can hear from someone else who attended the value that they got out of it. So they said, there's an indescribable energy when over 1,000 strengths enthusiasts gather for the Clifton Strengths Summit. Nowhere else do you have the opportunity to share with and learn from people with an expertise in strengths-based human development. I took away a global perspective on all things strengths, from transforming individual lives to shaping corporate cultures, and built a network I can leverage for years to come. So I just thought that was a great, testimonial from someone. Me and Andrew are in the weeds of it. So it's great to hear that kind of feedback, to know that this event impacted them in that way. And these 3 days just kind of set the tone for the rest of their year. So I just thought that was a great thing to share for anybody that is trying to decide if this event is for them, if, it really is that impactful. And we love if you guys are listening and have your own testimonials of your own, definitely send them our way, send them to Jim, because we love taking those and hearing those and, and spreading that information.
Andrew, if someone was going to ask you what would move them off the fence to come, what would you say?
Yeah. We didn't go through the exact breakout sessions, who's leading them and what those are, but go out and look at those. But we've got some really good breakout sessions, and not just, I know a lot of the coaches will be there, but we've got a lot of larger organizations that'll be, we didn't talk about main stage, but we'll have some good, large organizations on main stage as well as in breakout sessions. So if you're trying to figure out what the next step is in your journey with CliftonStrengths, whether it's your organization, you personally, you got to come, right? There's no better place where you're going to learn from people who are already doing it and having success with it.
And my last tip is definitely, again, check out the website. We have our resources page where, we have a letter that if you are trying to convince your boss to attend or your manager, to get approval, and frequently asked questions on there. So definitely explore the website. On the homepage, we have broken down, industries. So if you're in a specific industry and want to know what is featured on that industry, we have specifics that would pertain to you. So definitely explore the website. There's a lot of hidden resources.
Yeah, I tell individuals, for those people who are fortunate enough to be able to attend one of our ASC events, it's 4.5 days. You bond with that team that you train with, and it becomes a very, very special moment. If you haven't been able to attend one of those, the summit can be like that. It's 4 days. You're here. You're meeting people. You can really bond and make and network with people that you never get the opportunity to do. Besides the breakouts and the food and the zoo and all that other great stuff, that's awesome. It's really worth it just for that. If I was new to coaching, if I had been in coaching for a while, the networking, the relationships you'll make are super important. And you just can't make those on Skype or in a Google Hangout or via email. It just doesn't work. So great opportunity to come and network. There are a couple questions from the chat room. One of them is Craig is asking about dietary restrictions. So do they need to let us know in advance, and how do they do that?
Yes. So part of the registration is we ask to list your dietary restrictions. And so we pull these, and we will have special meals for anyone with a dietary restriction. So we send these to our caterers, and they're well aware. And we will also send you the menu in advance. So if you're putting a dietary restriction, we're going to send you the menu we're offering, and then the options that you will be able to eat. So definitely fill that out in registration, and we'll also give you a card when you check in. So if you need a special meal, or we're providing you a special meal, you'll present that to your servers during the event.
And I'm assuming the transportation is the same deal. If you have a transportation need, a special need in transportation, you can let us know as well.
Yep. Email CliftonStrengthsSummit at Gallup.com, and we'll take care of you.
If individuals had questions about the paid training, there's a 15% discount. Let me just emphasize that. That's the best discount you'll get anywhere for our training. And they had some questions about the specifics of that training. What's the best way for them to get to us to ask those questions?
Yeah, so Abbie mentioned it, but you can email us at CliftonStrengthsSummit@Gallup.com. We can help you there. And again, you can go out to that website. We've got more information out there. For some of those courses, you'll probably want a little more information, or to talk to someone here at Gallup about if that's the right fit for you. So yeah, you can email us at CliftonStrengthsSummit@Gallup.com.
So I'm going to guess any other questions that they have that haven't been answered, CliftonStrengthsSummit@Gallup.com.
Yep.
You guys are watching that email address. Anything else that we wanted to hit? Did we catch everything?
I think so. And again, we'll watch for Jim to be posting things in the Facebook group, because Andrew and I send him lots of stuff just as another avenue to make sure everyone's getting the resources they need. So watch for that.
Yeah, I would just say that there's a couple weeks left on the early bird pricing. So make sure you get registered before April 4th.
April 4th is that date. And for certified coaches, it goes up as well, right? The 100. So the price. So important for everyone to adhere to that April date and make sure you're in. I'd love to see it sell out before that April date, and everybody jump in and do that. Well, Andrew, Abbie, thank you for taking the time today. I think really, really important. We kind of got this covered. Again, if you have additional questions, CliftonStrengthsSummit@Gallup.com. Just send us your emails. Those guys are waiting. They're just sitting there all day, hoping to get an email from you. So send us an email, and we'd love to get back to it. We'll remind everyone to take full advantages of all the resources we have available at the Gallup Strength Center. Just GallupStrengthCenter.com. Send us your questions or comments. If you forget the Clifton Strengths Summit at Gallup.com, I don't know why you would. I've said it 8 times. You can send us an email as well, coaching@Gallup.com. That's for the coaching community if you have general questions. Don't forget, we make this session available. It's recorded. You can listen to it over and over and over again if you want. We call that podcasting. All the resources to get that downloaded to your phone, listen to it on your computer, however you want to do it, almost every way is possible. It's all available on our coach's blog. Head out to coaching.gallup.com. Don't forget, if you're interested in becoming a Gallup Certified Strengths Coach, we talked about there's a program that leads to that certification. It's available through the summit, and we have special summit pricing, so make sure you take available of that. CliftonStrengthsSummit.com. Join us on our Facebook page. We talked about that as well. And I'll just say it one more time, facebook.com/groups/called-to-coach. That's the letter T-O, called-to-coach. And a lot of that information will be covered there as well. And thank you for coming out for Called to Coach today. We look forward to the next one. And with that, we'll say goodbye, everybody.